What up, people? You were live and direct on Clutch Sports Talk Radio on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. It's your boy, the host, Mr. FamousFeez. Hey, I got the homie G-Pap in the house. Holla at the people for me.
This your boy G-Pap coming in from gpapisports, and we're here with another one. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man. I don't know why it's so cold in Atlanta, man. It's like 20 degrees outside. I felt like I was in Chicago. Like we were broadcasting live from Gillette Stadium on the way in here.
It's freezing outside right now.
We was a little bit teared up on the way in this joint, but man, we made it. Crazy accidents on 20, but we in the house.
Stay cuddled up and safe.
Yes, sir. So we got a whole lot to talk about. So, the first order of business, it really actually pains me to even speak on it, but I had to get credit where it's due. Seattle Sounders, 2019 MLS Cup champs. Hats off to them. They took out Toronto FC. I mean, they beat them rather handily. It was 3-1. I mean, it was actually no score throughout the whole first half. I mean, everything happened at the end of the match. I was really having a hard time watching because it absolutely should have been Atlanta United. Definitely should have been.
Like I said earlier, I went for Seattle too hard, and they ended up going for it.
Yeah, man, I think we may have actually rocked with Seattle a little bit too hard because we were rooting for Seattle all the way through. Like, we need Seattle to win, need Seattle to win, need Seattle to win, so that way the Atlanta United could host the Cup. And then we lost.
And they win.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, nothing but, it's got to give the hats off to them. I mean, that's their second Cup since they've been in existence. Seattle got their team in 2009. They won in 2016 and now again in 2019. So, I mean, that's pretty major.
Yeah, got a shout out to the management with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the energy kind of trickled on over to the Seahawks.
Hey.
So I know the city was on fire. I don't know if they've had the parade yet, but I know it was going, though.
The West Coast teams out there got good energy vibes with the crowd. Like the San Francisco game, man, the crowd was going crazy.
Well, they play in downtown Seattle in Seattle Stadium. They were just... ESPN was slightly fraudulent with their coverage there. They said they had a record-breaking MLS Cup crowd of 69,000. So let's just correct that here for the record. There were 73+ thousand fans inside of Mercedes-Benz last year for the MLS Cup. That was absolutely not the record. Not even close.
4,000 short.
Yeah. We put 72,000 in there for regular season games on a regular basis.
They tried. They tried it, though.
They tried. But, no shade to them. They did their thing. They fans showed up. They showed out. They got another cup. I've seen some pretty dope merchandise. It's hard to look at. Next season, they'll be back in the game.
Yeah.
Looks like Seattle got that last spot in the Champions League, the CONCACAF. So December the 9th, they'll do the draws for those. So they have 4 MLS teams in it. It'll be Atlanta United. We got in for winning the U.S. Open.
Mm-hmm.
LAFC is in, NYCFC is in, and now Seattle's in. So, we have a pretty strong representation in there.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't have to root for Seattle again.
No, I ain't rooting for Seattle. Atlanta United only.
We need more hardware around here.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I mean, they're the only team around here to pull stuff in, so, we need some of that.
Yeah, the team on my hat ain't pulling nothing right now.
You should probably give that hat to somebody.
Hey, keeping me cold, keeping me warm, actually.
Not for Christmas, just hand it to somebody you see at the gas station. That's the only person who's going to appreciate that. But, man, check it out. We're going to shift gears into college football because I know everybody was watching.
Oh, yes.
Alabama, LSU.
Oof.
I told y'all what was going to happen. I almost told you down to the letter what was going to happen. I told you with a banged-up Tua, LSU would win in a shootout. Would it actually look like LSU was actually going to blow them out?
Yeah.
Tua played an outstanding game considering he actually was out there banged up. I mean, the dude threw for 418 yards and 4 touchdowns with a pick. And that's with him not being able to scramble. Because, in the first quarter, he took off on the scramble and he fumbled.
And it
was a phantom fumble. There was nobody near him. It's like he took one step on that foot, kind of tweaked it a little bit, and his whole body was just like, no.
That play changed the game because LSU got the ball, went right down the field, set the tone for the whole game.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, that was really big. So, I mean, the Tua injury was a major factor in how the game played out because you saw LSU took control in the second quarter. They put up 23 points in the second quarter. So, I mean, we can't slight anything like any of their efforts. Joe Burrow was balling.
He on another level right now. He our quarterback in the league right now.
The dude was 31 for 39, 393 yards and 3 touchdowns, and quite a few of those incompletions were drop balls. Yeah. Either drop balls or pass interference. So I'm like, yo, he seemed like the real deal. I mean, he takes off, he scrambles well, he can take a hit. He's taking a little bit too many hits.
Yeah.
I mean, he's tough. He showed that, but in multiple games now, like I watched him get smashed against Florida. He got hit like that against Auburn.
He getting up.
He letting Bama just run through. Yeah, but you don't need to keep taking hits like that. Take a page out of the book of these dudes in the NFL. You don't see Russell Wilson getting hit like that.
You gotta preserve your body.
You don't see Lamar getting hit like that. He's nowhere near the athletes they are. Like, dude, chill out with that. Like, I understand on a third or a fourth down play when the game is tight and you really, really need it, you put your shoulder down and take one for the team and make it happen. But he's just doing it.
Yeah, that adrenaline kicking in him.
It's like, I see that you're tough, Joe.
Yeah, that competitor,
Stop that, man. You gotta stop getting hit like
safety,
that.
You gotta think about that safety, on your feet. Got to.
Yeah, I mean, Najee Harris had another big game. He had 19 for 146. He had a touchdown.
The stats on both teams was going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, both teams ran it up. I mean, Bama put up another 21 points in the fourth quarter. What I really saw from the game is that if you just want to be honest about it, had Tua been healthy, Bama would have walked them down.
Yeah.
They might not even have been behind in the first place had Tua been healthy because the fumble wouldn't have happened. He'd have ran that in. It was open.
LSU got some good swings their way. Cause Alabama's team, told he known for coming back. But
when he took off on that scramble, it was like, oh, he scored. It's like, wait, did he just drop the ball?
Ball gone.
Yeah. So I'm like, I already knew that was gonna happen. LSU was gonna win, and all of the Bama fans all over the country are gonna scream. If Tua was healthy, we would have won. And I can't say you're wrong. But he wasn't.
He wasn't.
And
you take
he
that.
lost.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It happens. It's it sucks, but unfortunately, they went down. But I mean, before I get to what that means for the playoff picture, there were a couple other big games. A couple other ones that I also told you what was going to happen. I told you that Minnesota was going to beat Penn State. Oh. Penn State on the road in Minnesota. It was cold. It didn't snow, but it was really cold.
Yeah.
It was a tight game. 31-26 is not like Minnesota gave Penn State the business, but this was virtually 2 top 10 teams because Minnesota's moved into the top 10. Yeah. So I mean,
I think they're number 7 right now, I believe.
Well, that's in the AP. The college football poll selection is going on as we speak, actually. Yeah. So once we get off air, you'll see what the new rankings are, and I'll tell you what they'll be before they come out. I know how it's gonna look.
Okay, we're gonna see it.
Yeah. Yep, saw Ohio State over Maryland, 73-14. Like Jesus,
it's Ohio State.
Ohio State is just destroying people.
Yeah,
it's disrespectful the way they've been beating teams.
Exactly.
Then we had Clemson over in North Carolina State, 55-10, a wash. UGA 27-0, another wash. There's a lot of upset UGA fans that feel like because they beat Missouri 27-0, they shouldn't still be behind Alabama in the poll.
No, we should be behind Alabama.
I urge the UGA fans that are upset to understand that's the AP poll. That has nothing to do with how the college football committee is going to rank them.
Exactly.
It was different last week than what the AP was. It's almost always different.
That's why we got 2 different rankings, basically.
Well, because the way they draw it out, they actually don't take into consideration what your ranking was last week. They watch what you did, watch what you look like. It's a clean slate every week. Yeah. You come out and you have a terrible week, you drop it.
You drop it, exactly.
I mean, you see they started off with Clemson ranked number 5. That should tell you right there that you're not getting in off your name. You ain't played nobody, and you ain't destroying them.
It's a new year.
Yeah.
We got to see what you're doing right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's what. Before we even go to the poll, did you see the article with all the Twitter feeds and the comments from the Alabama fans calling to fire Coach Nick Saban after one loss?
One loss.
You lost one tight game to who is at the moment the best team in the country by 5 points with a hurt quarterback, and you want to fire Nick?
Nick. Y'all done paid Nick all this money. Nick done gave you all these championships. Done brought all these high-talented players to Bama. Y'all want to fire him after one game?
And then these folks was talking about bring in Dabo. Like, what makes you think Dabo was available?
Dabo just beating him. Why would he go there at this point?
He's taken Clemson to 2 national championships and lost one to Alabama. Like,
Yeah.
why on earth would he leave from Clemson to come to Bama?
That makes no sense.
I mean, y'all don't even deserve your team. You feel that way.
Whoever tweeted them tweets, they Twitter account need to be banned.
There's a lot of them too.
That don't make no sense.
Like, I was floored. I'm looking at it like, y'all can't be serious. Y'all calling for Nick?
One game, 46-41. It wasn't no blowout. It wasn't nothing like that.
Yeah, like y'all like, oh, you lost the national championship last year, and now you lost the regular season game. That's it.
Oh, that's your job.
If you recall, before Nick got there, you were not good.
Yeah, exactly.
You were not good. The last time y'all tasted glory before Nick got there was back in the early 90s.
Bear Bryant day, a long time
Not quite
ago.
that far back. What, it was 92? I think it was 92. The year they
92.
beat Miami when George Teague ran Buddy down and took the ball from him.
You got me
I
on
mean,
that
that's one of those.
That's
I
a
remember
loss.
that forever. Yeah.
I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah. So I definitely, I remember that vividly.
Yeah.
That's one of those that's just plastered in my mind. So it's been a long time. I mean, they did spend like 15 plus years without doing anything. So like, please pay homage to the man.
Got to.
Stop that nonsense. You can't get rid of Nick. Don't say anything to Nick.
Ban them in Twitter accounts.
Just say thank you. That's what you need to do.
I ain't gotta say nothing. Just be thankful.
Exactly. Yeah, man. So this is what the AP poll looks like. You got LSU at 1, Ohio State at 2, Clemson 3, Bama 4. This the UGA fans are mad because they're sitting at 5. You got Oregon, Minnesota. Minnesota jumped all the way to 7.
Yeah.
Utah sitting at 8. Penn State dropped to 9, and Oklahoma at 10. I don't really understand how Oklahoma's holding that spot. I mean, their one loss to Kansas State. I don't understand how you're ahead of Florida. You're ahead of undefeated Baylor. Like, what is this?
Hey, Kansas State just lost to Texas, so now the loss is just like.
Well, the one thing that you will notice about the poll, especially the AP, but the College Football Committee does this too. Once you get closer to the end of the season, the teams that beat teams near the top all of a sudden seem to make their way onto the bottom of the poll. So it makes the loss not seem as bad.
Yeah.
It's like Texas is back ranked all of a sudden.
See, yeah.
They had Kansas State up there. I think they're trying to like just hold on to
They
them a
didn't be
little bit.
flipping, flopping, really, because they all be playing each other.
I mean, next time, I wouldn't be surprised if, if South Carolina pull another game out, they might end up being like ranked number 25 and be like, oh, well, Georgia's loss wasn't that bad.
Exactly.
They always sneak those teams onto the poll.
Trying to clean up the little resume now, trying to make it less damage. That's why I think that our loss, it hurt. I don't think Georgia, we can do nothing but win SEC championship.
Well, yeah,
I ain't saying
winning
nothing
out,
else.
they're still getting in. So at least they do still have a legit shot, because everybody doesn't.
I don't care about no ranking at this point. You got to win out.
I mean, LSU doesn't have any more big games left. They got Ole Miss, Arkansas, Texas A&M. They'll watch all of them.
Yeah, they good.
Ohio State actually has a couple, which I'm not 100% sure Ohio State won't finish the season in the top spot over LSU. They're sitting at 2 right now. They play Rutgers next week, but they play Penn State and Michigan next. Penn State's still in the top 10. Michigan's sitting right there around 13, 14 or
They'll
something.
beat Michigan.
They're not going to lose to them, but just the fact that Penn State and Michigan are both ranked in the top 15, they beat the both of them, then they'll play Minnesota for the Big Ten championship.
I think
Now
Penn State to give them some problems, though.
You'll have multiple top 10 teams on your schedule right at the end of the season. If they beat Minnesota and Penn State the way they've been beaten, like the way they've ran through Wisconsin, I wouldn't be surprised if when that final college football ranking comes out, Ohio State actually jumps LSU. I mean, LSU has already beaten 4 top 10 teams, and they'll have Georgia on the slate more than likely.
Yeah, SEC
But Georgia's got to handle business too. They've got Auburn next.
Yeah.
They play at Auburn, then they have Texas A&M and Georgia Tech.
Can't sleep on 3 of them games.
I mean, Georgia Tech, I don't think is an issue, nor Texas A&M. They need to get over the hump at Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn is. We gotta beat Auburn. Auburn screw us up.
Oh yeah, I mean Clemson doesn't have anybody. They got Wake Forest and South Carolina.
Clemson undefeated, playoff spot secured already.
With no problem.
Yeah.
Bama has Mississippi State, Western Carolina. Why is Western Carolina still on your schedule this late in the year?
Yeah, they paying us some good money.
For real? And then they have Auburn at Auburn for the Iron Bowl.
Yeah.
That's the only team on their schedule that's worth anything is Auburn. Like, they really, really need Auburn to beat Georgia. if Georgia runs through Auburn, I don't really see. I mean, it'll take an extreme scenario for Alabama to get in.
Yeah.
They have to have an Auburn W at Georgia, and then they have to convincingly destroy Auburn.
They got to up their resume. They need help. Surprisingly, they need some help.
And lots of it.
Yeah.
Same goes for Oregon. I mean, there's so much have to happen for Oregon to get in. I mean, they got Arizona, Arizona State, Oregon State. None of those teams are in.
They just brought out the rankings too. Tennessee all 4 of them.
They haven't given the top ones yet, have they? That'll probably be like almost right at 8.
I think I just seen breaking news on my phone. I can't really see
Okay.
it now, but I'm gonna check it in a minute.
Once that pops up, definitely give us an update.
Yeah, I got you.
About Colin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
Oh no, college football, but Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, I heard about Colin Kaepernick
He workout
too.
in Atlanta.
What,
Yeah.
with the
All
Falcons?
teams-
He had a prior workout
All
NFL
teams
team.
are
Yeah.
able to attend.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's a lot of teams that can use it. I mean, I can go down